Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer, and I'm back with another video here where I want to spend a few minutes and help you decode big words, read big words. Also pass along some spelling tips you can carry around up here and use when you need. Now, I have two words I want to take a look at today, and I got to warn you, these are really long words, so I'm going to get out of the way. Let's get ready. I'm about to show you a word. I want you to read it right out loud to whoever you're there with, and hit pause if you need to give yourself plenty of time, okay? Don't be shy. Hit pause if you need to. What's this word? All right. How about this one? Like always, these two words are really similar. That top word is particularly, and down below is practically. And I want to compare these two words. They're very easily confused. Before we do, I want to remind you of my favorite fable, Aesop's fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, and the lesson, slow and steady wins the race, which is great advice if you're in a race. But the real lesson is slow and steady. All right. And there are times in life you want to take things slow and steady. One of them for you is when you're trying to decode a really big word like particularly. Now, if you're like the tortoise, you're going to come to this word, you're going to take it slow and steady, be responsible, and hopefully read the whole word particularly. Problem is, so many readers are like the hare, they're going to zip through this because they just want to get to the finish line first. Yoink, and that's where mistakes can be made. So before we compare the words, let's compare readers. Tortoise versus hare. Go. Be the tortoise. Yes, you're not going to finish the race first, but you're going to be more responsible if you decode slow and steady. All right, now the comparison between these words, particularly and what the hare might say instead, practically. Both of these words start with the letter P. In the middle it looks like the word tickle is in both of these words. See that? And they both end with ly. So they're pretty similar. Let's go back to the beginning though. Particularly has an AR, R controlled sound, R, R. Down below the R comes first though, so there's RA. It's a big difference. There's another R controlled sound at the end of particularly that is not in practically. That's another big difference. And there's a C, an extra C in practically. All right, so it's almost even, the similarities versus the differences. So you can see, before we move on here, you can see the word art in particularly and act in practically. Now, the confusion between these two words, how would you confuse particularly with practically? Well, here's the hare at the starting line. Now we take a look at the beginning. See the P-A-R-T, that R-controlled sound. On your mark, get set, go. Yoink. It's very easy for young readers to reverse the letter R, where it used to be A-R, now it's R-A, and it says Pratt. That is very common. Now, another thing is, see that AR at the end? Because it's at the end of a really long word. Remember the moral, slow and steady wins the race? A big word like this is almost like a running race, and the runner can get very tired and just take that R out. Because just like in the fable, the tortoise and the hare, the rabbit took a rest. And because it's at the end, it's easy to just oversee that R and take it right out. And suddenly the word looks like practically, which is pretty much practically. And that is how particularly can turn into practically when you're trying to decode in a hurry. All right, now the word origin of both of these. Well, the word origin of particularly. Particularly has a root word, particular. And that comes from an old Latin word, particularis, particularis. And that is an old Latin word that means concerning a small part. So I'm going to come back on screen. And the word particular means you're paying attention to just a really small part of a big thing. You're being very particular. So particularis is where we get the word particular. Now I want to take a moment and look at that curious ending. You actually hear the letter U when you say particular, and it comes from Latin. So here's some words that also have ULAR that sounds like particular. Regular makes me think like a robin is a kind of a regular bird compared to a fancy bird like a peacock. Regular. Popular, you know, everyone knows that word, popular. And binoculars, right? So there's a couple familiar words that you know that have that ULAR, comes from Latin. You actually say the U. All right, now the syllables of these words, or the syllables. Particularly is a 5-syllable word. Stress on tick. And it's important to remember syllables or think about syllables when trying to spell big words like this. Practically. Practically is a 4-syllable word. Stress on that AL there at the end. Now, let's wrap up this video. I want you to get ready to read a passage I wrote where you can practice some of these patterns. And I want you to think of it as a race. I want you to read it from start to finish, right out loud. Be the tortoise, though. Don't rush. Take your time. Hit pause. When I say go, I want you to hit pause and take your time. Read this passage like the tortoise, and we're going to wrap it up. Ready, Mark? Get set. Go. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can find lots more videos just like this, where I try to help young readers in 2nd through 6th grade or on 2nd through 6th grade reading levels decode big words and help with spelling too. Mom or Dad can follow me on Facebook. In my photos, at the Fluency Awesomizer, I have lots and lots more Fluency Awesomizer passages just like these to help, well, awesomize your fluency. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Come back and see me again real soon here at the Fluency Awesomizer. Bye.